Hey everyone, I'm going to take a look at the Champions League Player of the Week pack on eFootball. I've already reviewed the regular Player of the Week pack. That video is live on the channel if you want to check it out. And after I've done this one, I'll be moving on to the nominating contract, the match pass players that have been added today. So keep your eyes out for that video. It's coming up as well. For this one, as always, if you want to hear about particular players, click on the description. There'll be links that will take you straight to each player, timestamps, links, whatever you want to call them. Let's start on the lowest rate. We've got a 4-star. How lucky. So we've got Isaac Babadi. I have never heard of this guy. Forgive my ignorance. No face scan. He's only 19. I'm sure he'll get a face scan at some point. He's a whole player. This guy is normally a left wing forward and a prolific winger. They've made him a whole player now on this card. They made him a centre midfielder, and they very generously made him semi-proficient at DMF, even though you can't position train him. Excellent. The weak for accuracy is +1 compared to his GP card. His GP card's terrible, to be honest. In any position, this is better. But yeah, it's very much a 4-star card, and it's not a great one. And we don't get a league challenge for the Eredivisie either. So yeah, I think I'm going to struggle to say much good about this card. I don't see many people keeping hold of it apart from PSV fans. Skill wise, they have improved him quite a bit with the skills. First time shot, one touch pass, outside curler and trap. I think those are the additions. You've got one touch and through, so that's good. And first time shot, yeah, I don't want to talk too long about this guy because he's not great. You know, he's kind of got okay pace. He's kind of okay on the ball. The passing, if you're playing him out wide, his passing is decent. Through the middle, I'm not so sure. He's got one touch and through. I guess his passing's okay. If you're playing him as an attacking mid, it might not be too bad. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, to be fair. I'd like a bit more attacking whereas than the whole player. It's going to depend on what position you're playing. And I think on the left, if you're playing wide left, he's kind of okay, you know, with the pace on the ball, passing and stuff. Finishing's not great. He could maybe do a job wide left. Through the middle as a centre mid, I don't think he's got anywhere near enough defensively or physically. And he doesn't have defensive skills either. I wouldn't want him as a centre mid, especially with the whole player playing style. He's going to be bombing forward a lot. I think you might as well put him further forward as an attacking midfielder with a whole player playing style. If you use him that way, decent pace on an attacking mid. On the ball, he's kind of okay. Passing, like I say, is kind of okay. Attacking wins, I'd like to be a bit higher. Finishing, I'd certainly like to be a bit higher. I'd like a bit more balance on him as well. He does have decent skills though for an attacking mid, but yeah, I think this is one of those cards where if you're very new to the game, it could be a useful option for you as an attacking mid. Maybe he's wide left, but I think anyone who's been playing the game for a while now, you're going to have much better options than this guy. He's not a brilliant card. He's not a terrible one. If you really needed someone in one of his positions, he could do a job for you, but like I say, especially the fact we don't get a Dutch League challenge. You know, maybe if you rock a Netherlands squad and a national team challenge, it could be an option for you. But even for that, I'm not convinced this guy's a great one. So I don't think many people will be keeping hold of this card. Unfortunately, it's not a terrible card, but it's just not particularly a good one either. And next we have Nicolás Otamendi from Benfica. So Otamendi is a destroyer centre back. He's got a face scan. He's 36 now. He's been around forever, this guy. He's not the tallest centre back. That's one thing to keep in mind. That does factor into his overall rating as well. So if he was a bit taller, that would be a higher rating than 93, because if you look at the attributes, he's actually pretty good, this guy. Unwavering form as well. So they've not changed much in terms of profile from his GP card. But yeah, the attributes are pretty strong. We've had a few versions of Otamendi over the last few years on eFootball, so had a couple of Player of the Week cards weren't quite as good as this one. Trainable versions, mixed bag really. They tend to have a bit more, certainly on auto allocation, a bit more on the defending. Not so much pace as this one though. Overall, like I say, mixed bag, but the better ones are probably quite comparable overall, but I think you'd probably like a bit of pace like they've given this one. So this is one of the better versions of Otamendi that we've had. From his GP card, they've actually nerfed his defensives a little bit. It's what I always say this these days, it's what we've come to expect from Player of the Week centre-backs. They either don't change much with their defences or they nerf them. We've had a slight nerf to the defences on Otamendi apart from defensive awareness, but they're all going 90 plus with the maximum game plan boost. So I think we can afford that because they have boosted his pace, they have boosted his physical contact. It's the left and right columns they usually boost on centre-backs in Player of the Week. Stamina's up a bit as well, and passing's been improved. So yeah, overall, statistically, this is a good-looking centre-back. He's not the quickest. I think maybe as a year or so ago, the pace would be okay. I think at this point, you'd probably say that pace is maybe a little bit. He's a little bit slower than you would like, but the physical contact is good. The defensives are good. Jumping 88 is good in itself, but if he's only 6 foot tall, yes, he's got aerial superiority, but he's not going to be brilliant in the air. He's not got great vertical reach. But the passing is decent, the heading is okay. So statistically, we've got pretty decent little centre back here. He's just not the quickest, and he's not the tallest. That's pretty much it in terms of the downsides with this guy. And he does have a good selection of skills as well. What they added? They've added low lofted pass and blocker. I think that's it. So another one of these centre-backs where he's got near enough a complete set of skills for a centre-back. You've got heading and aerial, man marking, interception, blocker, sliding, acrobatic, fighting spirit down there. Yeah, you've got pretty much everything you need for a centre-back. So the only thing you'd really want with this guy is maybe there's a little bit more pace and a bit more height on him. But outside of that, everything's looking really good. One downside, again, we don't get a Portuguese league challenge. So this guy is just going to be for for divisions, or maybe if you rock an Argentina squad. So that does limit how much use people are going to get out of him. But if you do find a use for him, certainly statistically he's very good. It's just that vertical reach is probably the main concern. But yeah, there are plenty of qualities with this guy. It's just a question of what options you've already got. Again, like I said with a lot of cards, if you've got a lot of very strong centre backs, if you spin the legend boxes and showtime boxes, you might not, this guy might not make the grade to get in your squad. But for a fair few people, he could well be good enough. Certainly, if you're a fan of this guy, if you're a Benfica fan, if you support one of the teams he's played for. But yeah, on the whole, a little bit lacking height, arguably pace, but everywhere else he's got some very good stats and some very good skills. So even though he's limited to any divisions and national team challenges and unlimited challenges, I think a fair few people could get some use out of this guy. He's not a bad centre back at all. And next we have Mkhitaryan, the box-to-box centre midfielder. So, got a face scan, of course. This is not the first time he's been a box-to-box, so he's normally a creative playmaker. We've had a previous Player of the Week card that was a box-to-box centre midfielder as well. That was pretty similar, to be honest, but that had a booster on it. So when that one gets A form, it's actually a bit better than this one. But this is still a decent one, of course. We've had another Player of the Week version that was also a centre midfielder. That was a whole player. That one's just a little bit better offensively. This one a bit better defensively. So similar in terms of overall ability, but a slightly different build on that one, as you'd expect as a whole player. In terms of trainables, we've had quite a few. They tend to be attack midfielders and creative playmakers. The best one's a bit better down the left column on auto allocation. But this one's still comparable, just the stats are kind of shuffled around a bit. But obviously what you would expect with a card like this, where they've changed it from an attacking mid to a centre mid, made him a box-to-box instead of a playmaker. He's not going to be quite as good offensively and technically. He's going to be a bit better elsewhere. So if you look at his GP card, that's kind of what you're getting. So his GP card's a bit better on the ball as an attacking midfielder. If you train his GP card as a centre mid, his low pass is better, but both ways this is a better card. And they have kind of just made him a bit better defensively than he tends to be. It's not too dissimilar really to the Bruno Fernandes card in the regular Player of the Week pack. Really, you've got a version of him that's probably not what most people want. But if you do want a version of Mkhitaryan, you can play a bit deeper in the midfield and do a bit more of the defensive work play from deeper, then maybe it would suit you well. It's a solid version of him, but low pass only 85 on the ball there, not quite as good. I mean, none of them are getting to 90 with the maximum game plan boost. It's not as good a version of Mkhitaryan as we're used to getting technically. So yeah, like I say, depends what you want from him. If you want one to play deeper in the midfield, you like the idea of box-to-box Mkhitaryan, yeah, it could suit you. But I think most people would prefer him to be like he normally is, which is more attacking, really make the most of what he's best at, which is passing and creating, getting on the ball and stuff. Skill-wise, they've taken away flip-flap. I think chip shot control's gone, gamesmanship is gone, and they've given us long-range shooting, interception, fighting spirit. So I think even with the skills, that's not too dissimilar to the changes they made to Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. But yeah, it's a decent swap, I think. I think we can live without the skills we've lost. Long-range shooting is always a good one. Interception's a very important one. Fighting spirit helps as well. So yeah, he's still got the passing, got a couple of shooting skills there. Trap back, interception, fighting spirit. So he's got a bit of defensive ability as well, but still the defensive attributes aren't great. Even the maximum game plan boost, you're not going to get to the 70 mark even with tackling. So don't give this guy too much defensive responsibility. Maybe he's in a double pivot of some kind, but preferably with at least two midfielders, I would say, alongside him or behind him doing the defensive work. But yeah, he's definitely still got ability going forward, just not as much as he normally does because of the build they've given him. It's more of an all-round build as a midfielder. I'm not sure he's going to suit that many people as a box-to-box centre mid. And I think as an attacking midfielder, most people would prefer another version of him, especially a trainable one where you can train him up to be comfortably better with some of his technicals down that left column. So not going to suit everyone. Very similar situation to the Bruno Fernandes orchestrated card in the regular Player of the Week pack. It's not a bad card, but I think for most people, not all people, but for most people, it's probably not the version of Mkhitaryan that you want. But there may be some people who would like the idea of using Mkhitaryan deeper in the midfield, in which case it could well work for you. But for most people, probably a slightly disappointing one. And next up we have Raheem Sterling. We've not had a Sterling card in a while. So of course he's got his face scan, got a prolific winger. He's been changed from left wing to right wing, but it makes no difference. He's got the same playing style, same positions. He can play left or right or as a centre forward. I would not play him as a centre forward because his awareness isn't high enough and his finishing definitely isn't high enough. So I think you're really looking at a winger here. We've had a bunch of versions of Sterling over the years. In terms of Player of the Week cards, he had an attacking midfield creative playmaker Player of the Week card. That was a better card than this. A very good version of Sterling that was. We had a left-wing prolific winger version, which had a bit more pace and awareness. But this one is a bit better with the really just the ball control and tight possession, to be honest. So yeah, kind of shuffled around a bit. In terms of trainables, I had quite a few. The better trainable versions of Sterling tend to have a bit more pace, a bit more attacking awareness and balance as well. But this one's got a bit more end product than the better trainables tend to have. But obviously the trainable ones are trainable. They're probably preferable, I would say, overall. Compared to his GP card, got a bit more speed, a bit less acceleration. They always do that on pace for some reason. Gained a bit of kicking power, tight possession, low pass and lofted pass, bit more physical contact, bit more defensive ability, of course. An attacking player and Player of the Week, better at defending he normally is. Whatever it takes to get that overall rating up a bit, I guess, get people spinning for him. But yeah, he's better at defending than he normally is. Happy days. What else is there? Lost a couple of points off balance. That makes no sense, but we're used to that. That's about it, really. Skill-wise, what they've done. We've lost Scissors Feint. We've lost Chop Turn. I think we've lost Acrobatic Finishing. That's a bit of a shame. That's a miss. What have we gained though? Double touch, one touch pass down here. We've already got through passing. We've got pinpoint crossing as well. So we've got first time shot, then we've got passing and crossing skills. Have we got the attributes? No, that's questionable. I mean, his passing will be okay. If you play him on the right, his lofted pass will go over 80 with the game plan boost. Pinpoint crossing, a little bit of curl on this. Crossing will be okay. It won't be great, but it'll be okay. One touch and through is great for his passing, but they're just going to improve his low pass attribute, which is not brilliant. So his passing will be okay. I wouldn't ask too much from his passing, no. Pretty good on the ball, pretty good pace, good balance. Attacking when it's going over 80 with the game plan boost. It's a decent Sterling card, this overall. I wouldn't say it's an overly exciting one, but it's certainly a very decent one. I think for most people, yes, he's got pinpoint crossing as a right footer and his lofted pass will go over 80 with the game plan boost. But like I say, I don't think his passing, I think his crossing still won't be great. So I think most people would probably play him on the left. You could use him on the right, of course, but on the left, cutting onto his right foot. He doesn't have long range curler, unfortunately, but he's got a first time shot. I guess that finishing attribute is not brilliant. So yeah, he's a decent one on the right or the left. He's got the pace, the balance. He's good on the ball, low centre of gravity as well. He should feel pretty nice when you get him on the ball and dribble with him. Just a slight question mark on the end product. I'm not sure whether passing, crossing or shooting he's particularly great in any of those areas, but he's kind of okay with all of them. So yeah, could do his long range curler, maybe there's a bit more in his finishing. But apart from that, yeah, not an overly exciting card, but it's a solid version of Sterling. And certainly I think when you get him on the ball, he could be, for the dribblers, he could be a pretty nice one to have. He's going to feel pretty nice in the ball. Just a slight question mark on his end product. Maybe I'm being harsh with that, but yeah, it's a solid card this, and you could certainly do worse. And next we have left wing Conor Gallagher. Right. So Conor Gallagher is a left midfield added. He's got the same playing style box to box. That will still be active as a left midfielder. It's an interesting playing style out wide. He'll get up and down a lot out wide. He's had a left midfield added as a position, and they've very generously made him semi-proficient left wing forward, which you can't position train, so that's pointless. But yeah, a left midfield version of Gallagher. We've had a previous Player of the Week card where he's been at Atletico Madrid, pretty similar, but this one has a bit more pace. That's the main difference, really. And there was a Player of the Week card of Gallagher when he was at Chelsea. It wasn't quite so good. He's comparable. Overall, he's comparable to the best trainable versions of him, but with the way they've built him, the way they've kind of balanced out the attributes, the best trainable versions have better passing than this. So it's a question of how you're going to use him. If you're going to use this guy as a centre midfielder, low pass 83, that ain't great. So yeah, the best trainable versions of Gallagher are definitely preferable to this one as a centre midfielder. As a left midfielder, if you see this guy as a left midfielder, then yeah, this is a good version of him. But does he have what you want from a left midfielder? Not particularly good pace, not great balance. It's not brilliant on the ball. Certainly his dribbling's not great. I'm not sure what this guy's going to be good for. Before I forget, he's got a face scan, of course. But yeah, I'm not sure this guy's great in any position. Through the middle, his passing is not great. As a DMF, he can't defend well enough. As a winger, it's not got enough pace or dribbling for me. It's not a great card, this overall, for me. What have they done skill-wise? I mean, looking at the attributes first compared to his GP card, they've nerfed his passing, as I just touched on. That's the obvious thing, but they boosted him on the ball. His dexterity's been boosted, the acceleration, awareness and balance. A bit more on his physical contact than he normally has. And his finishing's up as well. So, yeah, what have they done skill-wise? Rising shots are gone, gamesmanship is gone, captaincy is gone, and we've been given acrobatic finishing. Bit of a stretch. Through passing, okay. Interception and blocker. So good addition of some of these skills. One touch and through, and then interception and blocker. So with the passing and with his defending and fighting spirit at the bottom now, it's not new, but that's obviously an important one. Got a good selection of skills for a midfielder, but yeah, like I say, it's just a question of where you're going to use him. Even with one touch pass and through passing now, is his passing good enough to play as a centre mid? Certainly not as an attacking mid, but as a centre mid, no, not for me. And he's not that great on the ball. I just don't think this is a great card in any position. Like I said, as a left midfielder, not quick enough, dribbling's not good enough. I don't want to sound harsh, but it's just one of these cards where, yes, he's got some qualities. In some areas, the attributes are decent, and the skill-wise, we're looking pretty good, but I just don't think he's going to be that great in any of his positions. So for me, not a bad card in itself, but just thinking practically, I just don't see how anyone's going to really put him in their team and get a great deal of value out of him in any position, really. So it's not a brilliant card for me overall. And next we have Pacho from PSG, the centre-back. Got a face scan. He's a destroyer. That's his usual playing style. We've had just one version of this guy. That was in some kind of legend box, one of the ones, fairly recent ones with a kind of dark green football for the background. That was a little bit better than this one overall, to be honest, but this is still a pretty good version of him. What they've done from his GP card, they've put his awareness and engagement up a little bit, his tackling and aggression down a little bit. Don't know why. He's got a bit more pace, a bit more passing, certainly a lot more stamina than normal. So overall, pretty decent boost, and he's looking pretty solid. The pace is decent for a centre-back. Jumping's okay. He's about 6'1". So yeah, vertical reach is not going to be amazing. 6'1" with 85 for jumping. It's not going to be bad in the air, but he's not going to be dominant by any means. Physical strength is good. You're hitting 90 with your game plan boost for that. And awareness and tackling both going 90 plus with your game plan boost. Aggression and engagement both decent, but not amazing. Passing's okay. He's not brilliant on the ball. Stamina's good with the boost it's had. So yeah, on the whole, pretty solid centre-back. Not an amazing one again. Do we get a French League challenge? No. So is he going to get in your squad for divisions? Not sure. It's not a bad card, this, but with the lack of league challenge, I don't know if he's quite good enough to get in that many people's squads. Certainly if you've not been playing the game for too long, you don't have too many good centre-back options, he could well be a good option for you. But a lot of people have been playing the game a while. If you've got the likes, the Legends, Showtimes, whatever else, then you may well have better options for divisions. Skill-wise, what they've done, it looks like they've added soul control on the centre-back. Nice. Not necessarily the first skill you'd want in the centre-back, but I'll take it. Heading as well looks like it's new. He's already got area superiority, and we've got man marking, search and blocker, sliding, acrobatic, fight spirit. So again, pretty complete set of skills for a centre-back. Got pretty much everything you need there defensively. Yeah, this is a good solid centre-back. This. It's not an amazing one. I'd like him to be have a bit more vertical reach. That's kind of nitpicking a bit. There's no major real weakness here. Just one or two attributes I'd like to be a little bit higher. And obviously we don't get a French League challenge, so with the lack of a more more modes to use them in, the fact that you're only realistically going to use them in in divisions or in unlimited or national team challenges, with a few attributes not being quite as high as I'd like, it's not the most exciting centre back card. But certainly, if you do need more good centre back options, it's not a bad card by any means. It's a pretty solid centre back on the whole. And next we have Ian Maatsen from Aston Villa. So forward finisher, that looks like his regular playing style now. There was one previous version of this guy that was in a new transfers pack. That was an attacking fullback, so it looks like his position has changed. That version, that new transfers version of Maatsen, a bit more pace than this one on auto allocation. But on the left column, we're a bit better off here. So yeah, that's with auto allocation though, pretty similar on the whole really. From his GP card, we've lost a bit from speed, kicking power, stamina. Gained a bit of physical contact, defensive awareness is up a bit, finishing's been boosted, his technical's been boosted a little bit as well. So on the whole, yeah, very attacking, obviously. Fullback finisher playing style. He's obviously going to drift inside a lot from left back and push up into the midfield. I'm not a fan of that playing style myself. If you do like that playing style, that's how that it could be a good card for you. But it's a very particular playing style, and it's a very attacking one. But if you look at the attributes, he's pretty much built, like a fullback finisher. He's got a pretty good build for fullback finisher. He's quite comfortable on the ball. He's got decent passing as well, the pace and everything else. But yeah, obviously he's not brilliant defensively. So yeah, what have we got skill wise? They've given us first time shot. We've got one touch pass. We've got pinpoint crossing, man marking, and fighting spirit. All those are new. We've already got interception. yeah, I think that's a pretty decent selection of skills. I mean, on a fullback finisher in an ideal world, I think you probably want through passing when they push up into the midfield, but he does have one touch pass at least. When he's out wide, pinpoint crossing obviously helps. He's going to have a decent cross on him. Man marking interception, good ones to have, important ones to have on any kind of fullback. But obviously his defensive attributes aren't brilliant. So yeah, the way the kind of profile he's got, the way his attributes are balanced out, he's very much built to be an attacking fullback or a fullback finisher. If you like a defensive fullback, you want your fullbacks to be able to really defend well. This is not going to be the guy for you because his defensive attributes aren't great. He's not got great physical strength. But if you like an attacking fullback, either with the attacking fullback playing style or if you like the fullback finisher playing style, you don't mind them drifting inside a bit, he could be a good one for you because he's going to be decent when he gets forward. He's going to be all right on the ball. Passing will be decent. Obviously, he's got the pace and the stamina. But it just depends what you want from a fullback, really. And before I forget, like I usually almost do, he has a face scan. Pretty cool hair as well. But yeah, it's a decent fullback finisher. I think it probably comes down to the playing style more than anything. If you prefer defensive fullbacks, not for you. Even if you prefer an attacking fullback and you're not a big fan of the fullback finisher playing style, it might not be for you. I don't think I'll be too keen in myself because I don't like that playing style. Even though I like an attacking fullback getting forward a lot, I just like them to stay out wide. But yeah, defensively, a bit of a question mark, but they've given him some pretty good skills. And certainly when he gets forward, he's got a bit of end product, he's got a decent cross on him. It's not an amazing one, this, but if he fits you, the whole profile fits for you and it's the kind of fullback you like, then it could be a decent one. And next we have Booster Marcus Thuram. So I've got a few Marcus Thurams. You've had a few Player of the Week ones as well. There was a Target Man Player of the Week card. That was obviously a beast in the air, slightly different build and a very different playing style as a Target Man. I've had a couple of Goal Poacher versions. One was slightly better in terms of attacking awareness, but overall pretty similar. And the two other Goal Poachers pre-boost, pretty similar again, but the boost on this one I think makes it slightly better. So yeah, kind of very similar overall to the previous Player of the Week cards. Kind of in some ways, some attributes were shuffled around a little bit here and there, and obviously you got a boost on this one. I think overall with the booster, if you like a Goal Poacher, this is probably the best one. If you look at trainable versions of Marcus Thuram, even before the boost, this is comparable to the better trainable versions, but with the boost activated, which I'll do now, that boost for me makes it better than certainly the Goal Poacher, trainable Goal Poacher versions of Thuram. And also worth bearing in mind as well that outside of the recent Inter Milan pack version of Thuram, the trainable Goal Poacher versions don't have unwavering form. They're either standard or inconsistent as far as I can see. In terms of trainable dummy runners, because Marcus Thuram used to be a dummy runner, there have been a few trainable dummy runner versions. There's one or two that are pretty similar, to be honest, but I would say the boost on this one does give it the edge, but that's a very different playing style dummy runner. So if you've got a dummy runner, if you like that playing style, then you might prefer that for the playing style alone. But yeah, this is a very good version of Thuram as a Goal Poacher. They boost him quite a bit on the ball and with his passing compared to his GP card. That's interesting. He's had a bit of a boost aerial as well. And not just with the attributes, they've given him aerial superiority. So a very interesting looking version of Thuram this. Stamina's up a bit as well. Lost a couple of points of his balance and his acceleration, but apart from that, pretty good boost here. Pretty good boost we've got. That finishing's not quite going to hit 90 with the game plan boost. It is at 87 there, but that's boosted from 84. You need it to be 85 pre-boost to get the +3. So you're only going to get +2 on that, but still 89 is decent on finishing. Awareness will hit 90 with maximum game plan boost, and like I say, on the ball and with his passing, even before the boost, before the 8th one boost, that is, they've improved him quite a bit from his GP card, which I think is significant. He's got good pace, very strong, and as I mentioned, 82 jumping. He's about 6'3", not far off 6'4", 82 jumping, aerial superiority. He's not going to be on the par with the likes of Collar and so on in the air, but he's going to be very decent. He's strong. He will win some headers for you. There's one real annoyance here with the skills though. So in terms of the skills, we've lost a few. We've lost Marseille turn, chip shot control, chop turn. We've also lost acrobatic finishing. That for me is a real disappointment. I mean, yes, most of these skills here are pretty good. So if you're going to take any of these other ones away, then we're going to be missing something. But as someone said in the comments a few weeks back, apologies, I forget who that was, but it was a really good point. Someone said, why don't they just use the additional 5 slots that we get in trainable cards on a Player of the Week card and just put the additional skills there? Then you'd have to take skills away. Why don't they do that? That would make perfect sense to me. Rather than just having a bit of text there saying, oh, you can't have additional ones, just put the additional ones there. We still can't skill train them, but you just don't lose skills from their core skills. And then you'd avoid a situation like this where Marcus Thuram, who's really good from crosses, and certainly this version of him, has lost acrobatic finishing, which I think is a really big miss. But here we are. We have lost acrobatic finishing, and like I say, Marseille turn, chop turn, chip shot control are gone as well. But we have gained a few. We've gained a long-range curler. That's a big addition. One-touch pass helps. That's a good one. Outside curler is nice as well. I think he's fairly two-footed, isn't he? So he's got a decent weaker foot in terms of strength, but he doesn't use it very often. So yeah, outside curler does help. And then, like I mentioned, aerial superiority. So on the whole, I would say acrobatic finishing is really an annoying skill to have for them to have taken away. But we've gained a few important ones. Long range curl, aerial superiority in particular. Obviously, we've got first time shot. I don't think he always had first time shot. One touch pass, outside curl help as well. So we've got a good selection of skills there on this tram. Awareness, finishing, on the ball, passing, pace, power, aerial. The only thing he's really lacking is balance. I would love if he had a bit more balance on him, but I think I can live without that. I think I can forgive that. This is a really good version of Marcus Thuram for me. When I do my free spin, I'll be very tempted to get this guy, or very keen to get this guy, and I'll be quite tempted to spin the pack, to be honest, because there's a few decent ones in here. But yeah, on the whole, as a goal poacher, pace, awareness, finishing, power, decent on the ball. I think this is a very good striker card. This, especially for the Italian League Challenge, could be a good option for that. But just in general, I think for a lot of people, this could well be a card that could give you some good value as a striker option. It's a good card, this. And I think I probably forgot the face scan again, didn't I? Got a face scan, of course. But yeah, this is a good card, this. Good striker. And this isn't a bad card. We've got Donnarumma with a booster. So obviously he's got his face scan, but he's also got a booster. And let's activate it. This is a very nice goalkeeper. So we've got a good goalkeeper in our regular Player of the Week pack, and we've got one in our Champions League Player of the Week pack as well. On A form, this guy is like a beast. So we've had a few... we've had 2 Player of the Week cards of Donnarumma previously. And to be honest, when the boost isn't active on this card, they're all pretty similar. But that boost for me gives it the edge. I make it the best Player of the Week card. The best card overall is a Showtime version of Donnarumma. That goes without saying. But to be fair, if you look at the attributes, I would say this one's pretty comparable when he's got A form. So when you got this card on A form, he's around about as good as a Showtime one, really. It's really just the jumping on the Showtime card, because obviously they nerfed the jumping on these cards. In terms of his core goalkeeping attributes, he's pretty comparable to his Showtime card when he's on A form. In terms of other trainables, I think this is better than any trainables, really. There's 1 or 2 pretty similar, but again, they're similar overall, but it's because they've got that jumping. If we took the jumping away, the core goalie attributes not quite as good. So I think this is better than any trainable version of Donnarumma apart from the Showtime card, but even that one, it runs it close when he's in A form. Skills I don't think have changed. Low punt, long throw, penalty save, captaincy. Yeah, this card, especially on A form. I mean, even when he's not on A form, that's a very solid goalkeeper. He's massive, Donnarumma, about 6'5". Got reach going over 90 with the game plan boost. Awareness and reflexes both hitting 90. Catching's not brilliant. Parrying's okay, but on that boost, yeah, you're going to end up with 4 goalie attributes at 90 plus. The catching will be improved, and that'll go up to 86 when he's fully boosted on A form. So yeah, this is. I mean, there's not a lot more to say about this. It's a really great goalkeeper card. The first 3 goalie attributes have all had a pretty decent boost from his GP card, and when he's on A form, like I say, for a big guy like Donnarumma, similar situation to Courtois. Courtois not a booster in the regular Player of the Week pack, but this guy, when you get the boost, another really good goalie. He's massive, great coverage. The goalie attributes are really good, and it's one of the best versions of Donnarumma that we've had. So I think anyone who gets this is going to get a very nice addition to their goalkeeper options. And next we have Lamine Yamal, creative playmaker. So we've had a Player of the Week card of Lamine Yamal before, and that was also a creative playmaker. There's not a massive difference between the two, to be honest. If anything, this one's slightly better. We do have a booster on this one. I think that gives it the edge. We've also had a... What was it? Was it a legend version of Yamal we had recently? It's kind of a legend Showtime something or other. I think it was the acceleration burst one. Bit better than this one, as you'd expect, but not a massive difference, really. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that had that new acceleration burst skill, whatever you call it. So yeah, that might give it the edge, and certainly some of the attributes on the ball with auto allocation is better. He's a bit better overall, but it's not a huge difference, really. This is a good version. Playing style might be one of the biggest difference makers, really. The other Showtime version with Yamal we had a while back, slightly better, but again, not a massive difference. I'm pretty sure that had a Showtime skill. I'm guessing that's the whole point. I'm guessing maybe it's momentum dribbling. So again, that might be the difference maker with that one if you got that one, really. So a couple of kind of legendary Showtime type versions of Yamal that if you've got them, you've got a better one. But this is a good version of him, certainly statistically, but might be the playing style that makes a difference for you. It's not a playing style for me on a wing. I always say that, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just my personal preference. Just a creative playmaker is not aggressive enough with the forward running for me personally. I like my wingers to be bursting forward a lot more. But yeah, certainly in terms of the stats, this is a good version of Yamal. There was a free version trainable that they gave out, I think, when Spain won the Euros. That was a pretty good card, but it wasn't as good as this one. So yeah, we're looking at a good version of Yamal. From his GP card, we've lost a little bit of pace, but we've gained pretty much everywhere else. They've given him a pretty good boost, to be fair. This is a good version of Yamal compared to his GP card. Skill-wise, they've taken Scissors Feint and Marseille turn, I think, and we've been given long-range shooting and fighting spirit. So yeah, you've got your ball roll double touch there, double touch flip-flop and soul control. That's the combination for that. Then we've got long-range curler and long-range shooting. We've got through passing and pinpoint crossing. Outside curler helps. Fighting spirit's great. Yeah, this is a good Lamine Yamal card. He's quick. He's good on the ball. Even without the A-form boost, he hit 90 for all three of the on-the-ball attributes. The attacking awareness is hitting 80 with your game plan boost. Low and lofted around 80. So his through passing and crossing will be okay. Finishing decent enough. Good balance. Yeah. What more to say? I think most of us have tried a version of Yamal by now. He feels nice. You know, he's good on the ball. He's got a face scan, of course, before I forget. He's pretty much everything you want from a kind of left-footed winger on the right wing if you want a kind of inverted winger. It's just that playing style might make the difference for you. For me, it puts me off a bit. For you, that might be fine. You might think that's great. If it works perfectly for you, it's a really good card. You know, you've got the pace, like I say, pace, balance on the ball, decent end product, decent attacking awareness, unwavering form as well. And skill-wise, adding long-range shooting and fighting spirit, I think we've ended up with a very nice selection of skills there. So yeah, it's a very good version of Yamal. It's just ever so slightly better than the previous Player of the Week one. If you got that previous one, I'm not sure I would say it's worth spinning for this one, to be honest. I don't think there's enough of a difference. But yeah, outside of the two Showtime ones, though, I think this is one of the better versions of Yamal that we've had. I think a lot of people will be very keen to get this card. And we finish up with Alphonso Davies. So we've had a few Alphonso Davies cards. I've had a couple of Player of the Weeks this season. We had a recent Champions League Player of the Week one. Not a lot of difference overall, really. I'd say the booster on that previous one makes it slightly better than this one. There was one in the regular Player of the Week pack this season. Again, pretty similar. Just the stats are kind of shuffled around a little bit. There's a couple of older Player of the Weeks from previous seasons weren't quite as good as this one. In terms of trainables, there was a legend version a while back, which is obviously the best version of Davis. But apart from that, we're pretty similar with this card to the highest rated. He's around about the same level as the other higher rated ones. I think the two highest rated ones, the two best ones, are one that's got like a yellow background, some kind of MVP back, I think that was a couple of years ago, and one from a buy-in pack, recent buy-in pack, I think that was. It's around about the same level, really. It's just the stats shuffled around, but obviously you can't train this card. So it's a good version of Davis, certainly, but I don't think it's an overly exciting one. Looking at his GP card, as you probably predicted, we've lost a load of speed. Gained some physical contact, though. The points of speed are pretty much gone straight on physical contact. We've gained some attacking awareness, ball control type possession, low and lofted pass finishing, bit of curl as well. So yeah, pretty good boost on the whole. I think we can certainly afford to lose some speed. We've gained in a bunch of other areas. So on the whole, yeah, a good version of Davis. But as is often the case with any version of Davis, does that make it a good card? It might be one of the better versions of him, but he still can't defend. He's still got horrible low pass. To be fair, those are the only real weaknesses, but those are pretty major weaknesses for me. He's got inconsistent form as well. What they've done skill-wise. So it looks like we've lost flip-flap, chop turn, I think dipping shot's gone, and I think acrobatic finishing has gone as well. We've gained first time shot, through passing's a nice addition, man marking likewise, and interception. So we've ended up with a pretty good selection of skills, really, for an attacking fullback. Through passing is nice, as is pinpoint crossing, but then defensively, man marking, interception, and big difference makers. Already got sliding tackle and acrobatic clearance. So good selection skills there, and plenty of these attributes are good. He's got good pace, good stamina. He's physically quite strong, and he's got balance over 80, which is good. But like I say, it's down the middle there. Yes, they boost him in some areas. He's better on the ball than he normally is. He's going to be pretty nice on the ball, actually, for a fullback. His crossing will be okay with pinpoint crossing. 77 lofted pass, it won't be great, it'll be okay. But low pass 68. Yes, he's got through passing, but his low pass, his through passes aren't going to magically be great now. They'll be a lot better than they would be, but you're still going to have to be careful with his passing. You don't want to give the ball away, certainly when he's back in a defensive area. And he's not great at defending. Tackling 76, that could be worse, certainly, but awareness 73, aggression and engagement 71. He's not great at defending. Whatever skills you give this guy, he's not going to be great at defending. So yeah, plenty of qualities. If you really want a good version of Davis, this is a good version of Davis, but you do have the kind of weaknesses you tend to get with any version of him, and they are sadly in important areas, because you need to be able to pass the ball, but you certainly need to be able to defend as a fullback. But he does have a lot of qualities. They've given him a pretty nice boost in a bunch of areas. And before I forget, of course, he has a face scan. But yeah, a couple of major weaknesses there for me, as you always get with Davies. But they've given him a pretty good selection of skills, and certainly they've given him some pretty good attributes in most areas. So if you want a good version of Davies, it'll be a pretty decent one. And before I forget, he can play as a left winger, of course, as well. He won't be too bad on the ball, but I don't think he's quite got the end product, especially that low pass. So I wouldn't personally play him as a winger. You could get away with it, but I don't think there's enough end product there. He's not quite good enough down the left column. But yeah, as a fullback, a couple of glaring weaknesses. His ability to defend, the main one. But his skills are good. It's a good version of Davies. And if you want a good version of Davies, then it could be a good card for you. So there is your Champions League Player of the Week pack. It's a decent one now. Again, there are some good ones in there. This Babadi fellow is obviously not the best. He's a 4-star. He's not a great card. Otamendi, pretty solid centre back. He's just not the biggest. He's not got great pace either, but he's got a lot of strengths, to be fair. Mkhitaryan, if you want a Mkhitaryan, similar to Bruno Fernandes in the regular Player of the Week pack today. If you want a version of him to play a bit deeper in the midfield, then yeah, that's a good version of him. But if you prefer Mkhitaryan being good at what he's usually best at, which is getting on the ball, creating goals, scoring goals, just getting forward in general, then I don't think it'll be the best version for you. Sterling, that's actually a pretty solid card. It looks like a pretty decent wide forward or winger. Conor Gallagher, not for me. I don't think he's great as a winger. I don't think he's great as a centre mid. I don't think that's a particularly good card on the whole. Pacho, solid centre back. Maatsen, if you like a fullback finisher, could be very decent for you. If you don't, probably not so much. Thuram, that looks like a very good centre forward to me. Donnarumma, obviously a very good goalie. Yamal, it's a good Yamal card. Might come down to the playing style, whether he suits you or not. And then Davies, same case as we normally find with Davies, and he's not great at defending. The low pass is horrible, but plenty of strengths there. Good selection skills. Could be a good card for a lot of people. So yeah, it's a decent selection. There's one or two not so great. There's a few decent ones, and there's a few good ones among the higher rated ones as well. So there you go. Hope you found this useful. Let me know who you've spun, who you want to spin, what you think of the pack. As I've mentioned in this video and the last one, I will be moving next on to the nominating contract and match pass players have been added today. So I'll start on that video tonight. It will be live. Depending on how busy I am tomorrow, it might be live tomorrow. I'll do my best. Otherwise, that'll probably be Saturday, Sunday. But I'll do my best to get that one live tomorrow for you. And I'll try and do a stream at some point as well. So hopefully either for a stream or for one of the next videos. I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you for watching this. Much appreciated. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.